destination for everything pop culture. My name is Astøn, and I'll be your host for today's episode of LØST CULTURE's recap for Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2, Stormborn. Oh my god, let's jump right into this one. This was an amazing episode. We got so much going on. We open up with Dany. Dany's at her war room at Dragonstone. She's like surrounded by everyone. We got the Tyrells there. We got the Greyjoys. We got Varys, Grey Worm. Who else was there? Tyrion's there. Everyone's there. So we see she's there talking about how she doesn't feel like it's a homecoming and everything. She's at Dragonstone. We see it's dark. It's raining, and she hasn't really met Westeros. She's been on Dragonstone for a couple days now, maybe a week or so, and she's really just starting to get acquainted with the whole thing. We see she's coming up with plans on how to take over the Westeros, and we see a lot of people want her to just go straight for King's Landing and take it over, and we see Tyrion's like, no. We can't go that route. That's the same way that Aegon did. And we definitely, that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to be a conqueror. We're actually trying to be a queen of the people. And that's a great ploy to go with. Not ploy, but it's a great way to have your brand. You don't want to go the same way. Definitely with the Tyrion, the way her father, definitely with the legacy that her father left behind, the Mad King, you do not want to come in there just setting shit on fire. Definitely, like how Tyrion said, with an army of foreigners. Like, she's basically a foreign queen now because even though she was born in Westeros on Dragonstone, she's never spent any time there. No one knows her. The Targaryens are known for coming and conquering. Her father was there as the king, and he just left. He's a Tyrion. The tyranny, what he was doing, is just unruly. So we don't want to go down those steps. And we see she had after that she had the little conversation with Varys, and Varys is how they're just basically battling each other back and forth. We see she asks him who set the order to kill me, who played the order, and who sent the order, who commanded the order. And who sent the order, which are could be understood as the same thing. He told me to do it, but I followed through. But you followed through with it. So we can see yes, how Varys said he's just gonna do whatever he has to do to stay alive. So I can respect him for that. He was honest about it, and we see Dany tells him to open his mouth to her rather than going behind her back and trying to overthrow her, which we know Varys is known to do. And even in the books, even over in the show is past the books, he's never really stopped. I'll go back. It doesn't matter with the book right now. But we see Varys. He's definitely, even though he did serve Robert, he always had he always was loyal to the Targaryens, regardless of if it's Targaryen proper or the Blackfires. So he does not. It doesn't matter who he's with. He's just he's always been more loyal to the Targaryens than Robert or anyone else. So going on from there, we see everybody walking out. They come with their game plan. We see she actually sticks up for Tyrion, and she wants them to respect Tyrion, and she actually uses some of Tyrion's words to the rest of the group. And from there, we see Tyrion's plan go right into play. We see how his plan is to have the foreigners take over Castle Rock. Have the Westeros armies, the Greyjoys, the Tyrells, and the Sansa army, have them all take over the Dornish. Yeah, the Dornish take over the King's Landing. I don't know what. It's my first time doing a Game of Thrones. There's just so many characters. We're definitely going to get better at this. Going on from there, what did we do? So going on from there, we see when everyone's walking out, we see Melisandre is out there. Melisandre is talking to Dany, tells her, she breaks down the prophecy for the king, the prince that was promised. And that's where they break down where in Old Valyrian, the word prince actually does not have it's not gender specific. It can either go for, it stands for princess or prince. This the same word, that's just the title for that same title. The same title, that same word belongs to the title prince and princess. So we see they actually break that open, and I love seeing that. And I really broke that. I hope. I'm a big fan of Dany, but I'm a bigger fan of Jon. I don't think Jon would ever truly sit on the Iron Throne, but I would love to see him be the prince that was promised. Now going on from there, we see she breaks down like, you need to invite Jon and tell Jon, let Jon tell you what he's seen. And directly there, she goes to, I'll invite your king here, and he will. I will invite him to bend the knee. Now, if you remember, last episode, Cersei sent him a letter telling him to bend the knee. So my question is, who? He's definitely going to, like, on episode 3, Jon is going to hit King's Landing and Dragonstone. I believe he's going to hit Dragonstone first and then go to King's Landing, but we know he's definitely going to both of those two spots next episode. It's going to be ill-advised for him to go to King's Landing. He's definitely going to go there. He's going to turn down Cersei. He's ready to try to talk to her, let her know. But he's definitely going to see both of our queens next episode. I respect Jon. We see Jon get the letter from Tyrion telling him to come down. And as soon as he reads it, he's like, oh. Everybody telling him, like, oh, you shouldn't go. Like, Sir Merman said, like, you shouldn't go. Sansa, like, don't go. We see when he's talking to the Northern Lords, I have no idea, like, the Northern Lords are always at Winterfell for some reason. Like, none of them went back to their castles or anything. They're all just chilling there, coming up with, like, why? Like, I figure they should be rebuilding everything. I know they want to fortify Winterfell. They don't want Winterfell to fall again, but it was crazy to see that. Like, I don't know why they're always there. They're always there. They don't go anywhere. So we see that. We see Jon and Littlefinger get into it. We see Jon's down there visiting his uncle, father Ned, and he's talking to him. Not talking to him, just giving him like respects. And we see Littlefinger comes up. Now this is the scene we've seen. Like, we've seen pictures of this scene, and I have no idea why Littlefinger is talking to him like this. Like, why is Littlefinger telling him, "Oh, I want your sister the same way I wanted your stepmother or whatever. Your stepmother was never too fond of you." And I'm like I applaud Jon for sticking up for Sansa, even though she doesn't really need it. But he had to let her know. Let him know, like, look, touch my sister and I will kill you. And Jon not the one to play with. Like, he's letting him know, I'm going to kill you if you do anything to Sansa. So I feel like when Jon leaves right now, this is going to be the only time Littlefinger has to try to, like, get Sansa on his side, try to marry her or whatever he's trying to do. Even though we know Sansa is aware of Littlefinger's games. I don't think she'll ever really fall into his trap. Like, she's going to keep him close at a distance. Like the old saying says, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. So she doesn't really trust Littlefinger. She knows he's trying to, like, manipulate her. And at the same time, she's trying to manipulate him to get what she wants. And we see when Jon names her the Queen of the North, that the little, like, smile and look he gives Sansa. So I was glad to see that, even though Sansa was, like, again opposing Jon in, like, public, we see once he named her queen, she basically just took it like, oh, like, really? Like, so this whole time I've been, like, fighting you or whatever, and you have this much trust for me. So I think that's going to start to mend their relationship, that little rocky relationship that they have. Even though they do love each other, There's no question about that. They definitely love each other. That's going to start mending their relationship. Going on from there, who we got left? We got Sam. Sam is going around, and we see he's with Jorah. We see Sam. He's working on like trying to get the Art Maester to allow him to operate on like. He tells him how he's seen Stannis' daughter, and Stannis' daughter had been cured at birth, and he like, oh, and I said, and then he goes on later on, like, I found 2 stories where the old Archmaester had healed 2 cases of grayscale. And it's funny because the Archmaester tells him, like, do you know how he died? And Sam like, and he's like, oh, grayscale. That is a dangerous procedure to do, and it's very painful for the individual who's going through the procedure, for the patient. So we see in the middle of the night, Sam sneaks back into Jorah's office, or his cell, whatever, and he begins to do the procedure on him. It's so disgusting. We see he sips the wine before Jon, and not Jon, but Jorah. Then he lets Jorah drinks the wine, and we see when he start peeling the scales, all the yellow pus starts to come out. Sam is definitely a very courageous person. Very courageous. I gotta give Sam that. He's much more courageous than we give him credit for. He's not the one to do physical things, but when it comes to things of like knowledge, or we see being a maester is definitely suiting for Sam. He was definitely built for being a maester. We see he's definitely, when it comes to like battles of wit, he's definitely down for that, and I love to see that going on. So we see, boy, and I love to see, like, I don't know how, we didn't see how it turned out. We didn't see him finish, but we see all the pus and going and everything. And my favorite line from Jorah, even though he doesn't know the truth, he's like, oh, I've been dead to my family a long time ago. Being that we see in the show, we know that he's not. Like, he's definitely, he wasn't dead to his father. His father did still care about him and everything. But he never got to talk to his father since he's left. So, going on from there, we got the Greyjoy family. Boy, oh boy, oh. Before I get to the Greyjoys, let's knock out Arya. So we see Arya's headed south after she had her meeting with Ed Sheeran and the rest of the Lannister pack. She's down. She actually has money. She's eating. She took bread from her friend, and we see her having a conversation and everything, and it's like she's just asking questions about everything, and she ends up, this is like passive conversation, like, why are you going down south when I figured you'd be going home to Winterfell? She's like, why would I go to Winterfell when the Bolton's on it? And we see she has not heard about the Battle of the Bastards. And I love how he called it the Battle of the Bastards. That's how Westeros is is tokening this battle, which is, like, I love to see that. We see, once she finds out about that, she kind of get like happy. She's on her way home. She's like, and we see her, she makes that split decision to go back home, to see her family, reunite with them. So I believe she'll be making it, she'll make it home once Jon be gone by the time she makes it there. Or they might see each other like in passing. If he takes the King's Road, they might they bump into each other. But beyond that, either Jon's gonna be gone by the time that's the only thing. Either they bump into each other on the King's Road and he makes her come with him to like King's Landing, whatever, or he sends her, or she goes home to Winterfell, but Jon is gone by the time she gets there. So that's the only thing I can see. That's really it. We see she bumps into Nymeria, and I was glad to see that Nymeria made her way back into the show. Because if you ever read the books, we know Nymeria is a big part of the books. Like her bringing wolf packs together, just wreaking havoc all around, like King's Landing, down by King's Landing and everything. And she's a big pest, like for within the stories. but we never seen that into the shows. So I like to see how they did. I love to see how they brought her back, and I love to see when Arya asks her to come back with her, that Nymeria basically just walks away from her. She doesn't harm her or anything. She just walks away, and that's when Arya realizes she's more like her wolf is more like her. Like she would do the same thing if she's a wolf. Like that's her wolf. Her wolf is not the type to go back to Winterfell and live in domestication. But seeing Nymeria, it brought up a blaring question to me. Where the hell is Ghost? We haven't seen Ghost in episodes. I don't remember the last time I seen Ghost. I know he was in the Battle of the Bastards. He has not made an appearance at all in this season. Where is Ghost at? That is a great question. Where is Ghost? We have not seen Ghost. But that's really all we got for Arya this episode. I'd love to see her make it home. Let me know what you guys feel about Arya and Nymeria reunion. Going on from there, we got the Greyjoy family. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Greyjoy family. We got Theon, Euron, and the Sand Snakes. I didn't mention them, but I'm gonna mention the Sand Snakes in this part. Euron, boy. If I don't know what kind of Euron deserved, like the way Euron came on, like onto the Greyjoy's fleet, boy, he came in there wrecking shit, kicking ass and taking names. Euron was a goddamn savage. We see he like killing everybody. You see he killed 2 of the 3 Sand Snakes. I love how we get that little scene of Sand Snakes of them being siblings. Like we see them arguing, fighting, everything. They're all locked up together. We see like they were picking on the youngest one, and we see again they were picking on the youngest one, but they were in like cell. They were definitely way more. They were much more like sibling wise. Like we see them like talking about mom and dad and everything. Everybody like mom. Like they see the older one start teasing the younger one again. But when it came to fighting, the youngest one went directly to her mom. Well, she didn't go directly to her mom. We see Yura actually tell her to go to her mom. So what she did, she goes to protect her mom. She ended up surviving. And we see the other two, other ones are actually fighting Euron. They were getting the best of him for a second, but we see Euron is like he is with the shits. Euron is with the shits. Euron is about everything he said he was about. There's no denying that. Euron is that guy when it comes to this ocean shit. Even like when we see like his little I don't know what the hell that was. The little bridge he dropped on him. He's already on it. By the time it hit the ground, by the time it hit the ship, he was already on it. And he's hopping off, doing damage to the first person he sees. Euron is that guy. We see he's fighting with Yura. There's going back and forth. We see he gets the better hand of Yura. It's up to Theon. Theon putting in work. Everything he learned at Winterfell, he's putting to it. And he's rock strong. He's steady. But when he turns up, he looks and see Euron has Yura, and we see the look on Yura's face. I bust out laughing. We see he turns back to Reek, and he runs and jump off the fucking ship. Really? I was like, no. And he has the nerve to return back to Daenerys. He basically hit him with somebody needs to survive to tell the story. And I love to see how the Greyjoy Armada fleet was just destroyed. Like it was destroyed. Boy, Euron was a beast. And I love how he hung the Sand Snakes. We see he impaled one, had the other one hanging by her whip. Euron is a beast. Like, boy, if I had dragon eggs, Euron would be getting all of them. So that's what we got for today. That's really all we have. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. I really enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you thought. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, stay lost.